Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Happy Monday. I hope all of y'all are well. To start out the vlog, we always talk about what I am reading, the weekly TBR, and this week is going to be no different. This is going to be, I actually want to start out by saying we're going to attempt to do the 24-hour reading challenge. So we're not going to try to read all these books in one day and like what is actually a calendar one day, because I do not think that is good for the human mind, and it wouldn't be good for my enjoyment. I would get very frustrated. So when I start reading, I will just do start and then pause when I pause my reading, and we're just gonna try to get this to 24 hours. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've never done a vlog like that. Jamie's Library is who I see do this the most, and I always really love her vlogs, so definitely go check out her channel because she's probably the inspiration for this vlog. But let's talk about what I'm going to be reading. So I technically already did read in here today, so that's not counting. Since so before I started the vlog, I read 5 pages in Wilderness Tales. This is 40 Stories of the North American Wild, and I am currently on a section about like magic and myth. So these have mainly been Native American mythology stories, and that's what today's was. Next, I am reading The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I started this yesterday. I'm following along with the audiobook. This is about our main character, Catalina, but she likes to go by Lena. She is from Spain, but is working in New York City at like an engineering place. And her sister is getting married back in Spain. Elena accidentally told her mom that she has a boyfriend and will be bringing her boyfriend to the wedding. So she kind of wants to make her parents, like, make it seem like she has a life, you know, a social life. And then her ex-boyfriend is going to be the best man at the wedding. So she also wants to make him kind of jealous. So she's like, I don't have a boyfriend. What am I going to do? So enter Aaron Blackford. He is one of her co-workers, and they really don't get along because one time she was late for a meeting, and so he always like picks on her about that, being like, it's not cute to be late. And he thinks she's kind of unprofessional, that's the right word. But he also needed a fake date to this because he used to be a football player, and it was this big NCAA gala for a charity event, and he needed a fake date for that. So he's like, if you be my fake date to this, I will go to Spain with you for your sister's wedding. So that's the deal that they make. And yeah, so I am 30% into that. And I'm about 35% in my mood to read, which is Mystique Island by Sarah McCoy. So this is a real place. I don't know if I'm saying the title right, but basically back in the day, back in the 70s, a lot of famous people like Princess Margaret, Mick Jagger, there were a lot of big names if you Wikipedia. It's a private island where celebrities can just go and get away from the paparazzi, get away from the fame. I don't know if it's still private, but obviously it's still an island. Islands just don't vanish. And so this is about Willie Mae, is it Willie Mae or Willie Mae? Willie Mae. So she was a Texas beauty queen, and this was during the Second World War, and they trained pilots in her town or in her county. So this British guy is there training as a pilot. They meet, hook up, and she's like, I hope I'm not pregnant. So they get married because that's what you did back then. And she actually wasn't pregnant, but so she goes, and he ends up to be, I don't think they're actually nobility, but they are a rich English family. So she moves to England with him, and this is after their divorce, after his death. She is finding herself as a woman now because she got married so young. I don't know if she was like 18, 20, like very young. So she's finding herself. And then we do have the point of view of her daughters. So her daughters who are, I think they're teenagers. I think they're like 18 and 15. And how they are coming to terms with their father's death and with being American and being British, high class, and all of that, and fame and everything. in the 1970s. Perfect for fans of Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then lastly, my ebook pick is A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. I am, again, about 35% into this. I read a chapter every day. And this is about the American Revolution, really what leads up to the American Revolution in the colony, it's a colony of North Carolina, and, you know, America, how America came to be. So that is what I am reading at the moment. I will be reading outside today because it is above 55. I'm going to start reading in 10 minutes. So again, I did not count the 5 pages that I read this morning in this 24-hour readathon that we're doing. I'm seeing the weather, checking to make sure. Yes, it's 58 degrees. So I will definitely be reading outside and working out while I'm out there. That's just my favorite thing to do this time of year. Yeah. So I will check in when I have some updates for you guys. Guys, I'm wildin', so as you can see, I used all this. I only had a little bit left, and I didn't realize the one I have is a special edition scent. But I'm entering my puzzle era, and y'all will have to see what that entails. So, I have this old card table. It's been in the garage for like 2 years, and it has like leaves and dust and grass, and it did have that dead bug on it. And I want to do puzzles, and I mean, I only have a kitchen table that's big enough, and obviously I use my kitchen table every day. So I had this, I poured some of that, and since it's winter time, the water spigot is covered, so I got a watering can, just fill it up and pour it down on here. So I'm about to scrub this down. Hi! Oh my gosh, what are y'all's names? Okay, Zaza and Zara, and their adoption pending. Oh, hi, I hear you. Guys, they are so cute. And is there anybody over here? I see the name. I don't see a cat. Hi, you're up. Oh my gosh, you are so cute. Oh. Just like bud. Okay, the lighter is okay. Zara and Zaza. Oh my gosh, these are the cutest little kitties. Hey guys, so I got my desk, or not desk, my card table all set up. Y'all are right in front of a, let's see if I put my, yeah, that's better. The camera's right there for lighting. So I am really excited about this space. I do have some paint stains on it because I have used this for like crafts and painting in the past, and that doesn't really bother me, even though I know it might bother some other people, but this is a table for me. I'm gonna be the only one using it, so to me it depends if I like it, and I am fine with that. But I'm doing a lot with it. So I do have my puzzle that I'm going to be starting in about an hour. This is a 500 piece puzzle by Mud Puppy. I saw this one and I was like, that's cute, so I'm gonna buy it because I want a Valentine's Day puzzle. And then I saw, oh, was it Malaprops? It was one of the indie bookstores that I've shopped at, posted a picture of puzzles that they were selling. I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cute. And it turns out it's the Mud Puppy brand as well. So I don't know if this is going to be my puzzle brand or what, because I've really liked a lot of their designs. But this one is called Love in the Wild, and it just has a bunch of different like wild animals and heart shapes and just being cute. So I will be starting that at 6, and I really am going to be doing my audiobooks while I do these puzzles. I think that will be a great way to keep my mind working. And you know, I always am doing things to improve my mind because I think it's so important. Your brain is one of the reasons why you function. But I also brought in my backdrops for my Bookstagram pictures, and I think I will just take them on this table since I already have my studio lights in here, because this is where I film, and so I don't have to worry about lighting. And I have my cute little mug that is a Valentine's Day decoration that my dad got me from the yeah, the Target dollar spot. It's just a Valentine decoration. So I do have my book for when we get into reading, and I do think I'm going to go ahead and edit tomorrow's video. And there's hair all on this laptop. I'm gonna go ahead and edit tomorrow's video. I know my nose was running. I was outside dealing with water and metal, so it's pretty cold. But right now for our readathon, we are 35 minutes into it. So I don't know, does this like change what, because that's minutes, seconds, milliseconds? I don't know. I don't know what all those are, but we're 35 minutes into it, and obviously we want 24 hours. And so this is going to be a lot of fun, a challenge that I've never done before. I always like to try new things. So I'm going to go ahead and start editing tomorrow's video. I'm thinking, do I want to film my TikToks in here? Like, is this a background that I think would be good for TikTok? I don't know. I don't know. So I got to my stopping point. We're 2 hours into the readathon, and I am on chapter 20, page 299, and I think this just fell into the overhyped category. It's like a 3-star. It's fine, like good for them, but I'm not loving it like everybody makes it out to be. But for fake dating, I do think this is actually great for fake dating, because I only struggle really hard with fake dating, but I do think this one is very believable. But I do want to show y'all where I've gotten to with the puzzle, and then I will go more into my thoughts on Spanish Law of Deception in a little bit, because I do need to write them down. But I can't believe I've done all this. I haven't done a puzzle in years. I've done them on my phone, but not like physically, so kind of proud of myself. So let's take a look. So here's the little penguin section. The giraffe is what I've really been focusing on. I think y'all can tell. These are squirrels, and we have elephants over here. A lot of sea creatures like fish, dolphins, whales, flamingos, monkeys, otters, and then lions go right here. So I've just kind of sorted the pieces. I started with doing like the frame of it, and then these are all the inside pieces. Imagine if I actually framed these. I'm not, because obviously you can see I don't have it on something. But I just have all the pieces. I've just been going through them. And this is all I'm going to do for the day. But it was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed doing that while listening to my audiobook. My hands are so cold. That room is in the front of the house. So it's colder in there than it is in the other parts. But I do want to give y'all like my thoughts on this. That's Seven Husbands. Let you go. The Spanish Love Deception. Where did I get Seven Husbands from? As you can tell, I am very hungry, and I was going to make myself some butter beans, and I opened the can, and there was like some black other kind of vegetable with the butter beans, and I'm like, okay, that's not as advertised. I'm not gonna eat that. So I am making some garlic bread for myself. Not a great dinner. That's very small, and it's just I have no time because it is already 8 o'clock. But these were the notes that I made yesterday, so I'm going to read these, and then I have some on my phone. The first chapter, I was having a really hard time finding out who was talking, because I only say that's lazy writing when you just put the dialogue and not who says it. I was having a really hard time with that, but that does get better as the book goes on. Then that was just a quote that I thought was good, and then yes, I saw Whitney's review. I don't remember her channel name, but she said the character was just so over the top quirky that it made her cringe, and that is so true. I wouldn't say it makes me cringe. It doesn't really make me, it just makes me just be like, really? People don't talk like the way these characters talk. Like, she was like, I would rather dress a chimpanzee in a tuxedo than go to a wedding with you. Like, nobody's gonna say that. And then she went really off on and one of the last episodes of Game of Thrones, saying the name of the producers, the D&D guys, being like, they That's Fred. Okay. That they ruined Daenerys' character arc and all that. Like, it was a really big rant. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the writer is not okay with this. And then the way he talks is so, he doesn't use, what is it called when there's an apostrophe in the word, like don't, didn't, like he would say do not, did not. Your is the one that we really see instead of, he says you are instead of your, and which I guess people do talk like that, but he talks like a robot, and later on they jokingly call him Mr. Robot, so it's intentional, but I'm just like, nobody talks like this. And so yeah, the characters don't necessarily feel real because of the dialogue, and for me, I'm a character girly. I need my characters to be realistic. Then where are the rest of my notes here? So as I said, the quirky girl thing, and I don't get why either of them agreed to this arrangement. Bree, because Bree, that was in the other book I read, The Archer's Voice. So Lena, because of her past relationship, I'm not going to say more because I don't want to spoil, but just of the dynamics of her past relationship, I don't think she would get in this relationship. And then Aaron, he seems to really not like Lena even before he gets to know her. And I'm like, so why didn't he just ask Rosie, who he seems to be friendly with, who is one of their coworkers you meet in the first chapter? So I'm like, why didn't he just ask her? And then my other note was Aaron talking like a robot. So those are my thoughts. I don't know what percent I'm at or anything, but I'm about to go do all that math, and my dinner is cooking, so hopefully I will eat soon because I am hungry. It's Tuesday. I'm about to go read outside, and it's very windy, so pray for me. I'm not afraid of the cold. It's 57 and I'm going to be in the sun, so I don't really care about the wind being cold. I just, you know, when you're reading, things can go flying. But I did get my book of the month yesterday, but I unboxed it today because it got here kind of late yesterday. So I do want to show you what I got. If you want in-depth synopsises, I never know if that's the right word, of these books, stay tuned for my haul at the end of the month. I got The Fox Wife by Yangzi Chu. I'm sorry. This is like a historical, I heard it has some fantastical elements. Then this one I am seeing everywhere, and Christian Hannah's written two of my favorite books, those being The Nightingale and The Great Alone. And so she's an autobiography author for me. If every book you've written that I've read is a 5-star, that's impressive. So this is The Women. This is historical around the time of the Vietnam War. And then lastly, since this is a romance month, I got Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm gonna go read The Spanish Love Deception outside in this wind. This is going to be an adventure. Hey guys, so I finished The Spanish Love Deception, and I'm giving it a 3 stars. So no, it didn't live up to the hype of everybody acting like this is the greatest romance book ever. I just think BookTube can do that. Like, that is why I am so scared of reading a lot of popular books that you hear about on BookTube, because they don't always live up to the expectations. But this is a fine book. It was a 3 star, as I said, straight up 3. And let's go into why I gave it a 3 stars. So actually I'm gonna go to my notes here. So yes, this is a Spanish Love Deception. It's by Alana Armas. It's a romance. I give it a 3 star, and the 3 words that I would use to describe it are fine, overhyped, and quirky. Oh, I did the audiobook. That's not what I did. I did the audio. No, I put in here that I did the ebook, but it was the audiobook that I did. My bad. I filled in the wrong one. So I did do the audiobook, and this was published in 2021, and I read it from the 4th to the 6th. So we do need to update my little calendar here. I don't think y'all can see it in this clip. Sometimes it depends where I put the camera at, because I am always changing that. But I had to change the date on my calendar. But let's go into my thoughts. So characters, I gave a 2. And that's because they did not feel like real people. The dialogue was just so we will start with Lena's dialogue. It was so outlandish that at points, yeah, I did laugh out loud, because I'm like, who in the world talks like this? So at one point, she's talking to her ex-boyfriend, and she's like, then you dropped me like a hot potato. Who says that? Who? I have to laugh because they were just so odd. And then Aaron was so robotic, like he didn't use conjunctions. It was so like, no, he taught like Siri or Alexa or something like that, but you know, a manly version. And so we have her who's just out here saying very strange things, and him who's just very flat. And I'm like, why did they talk like that? Nobody talks like this. And later they do give Aaron the nickname Mr. Robot, so I'm like, he's supposed to sound like that, but that's like not like, why? Why does he sound like that? Atmosphere, I gave a 3, but honestly, I think I should have bumped it up to a 4 because this does, so we're mainly in New York, but they do go to the wedding in Spain, and it's in the north of Spain, small coastal town in the north of Spain. I've never in my life thought of the north of Spain. I can't tell you any cities that are there. My Spanish ancestry comes from the south of Spain, on that coast, but I do not know anything about the north of Spain. And this one just really immersed me into the Spanish culture and setting, and I thought it did a great job of that. Obviously, the author is from there, so it does make sense of why it would be so immersive, but I did really appreciate that because I always love learning about different cultures. And then writing, as I said, I gave it a 3 just because the dialogue was really awkward, but then the rest of the prose was actually pretty good. I did like a lot of the quotes of just them describing each other. I guess it's more of not Elena, Lena describing things, and I just really liked the descriptions. I thought they were very well done. And then the plot I gave a 4, which is surprising because I usually cannot like do fake dating. It's only so outlandish, again using that word. It doesn't really happen in the real world, but in the Spanish love deception, it does feel like that, like, there, yes, I do think there were other avenues these characters could have gone down for who they could have been in fake relationships with. I kind of talked about that yesterday in the vlog, or maybe that was 2 days ago. No, it was yesterday because I started the vlog yesterday. So I do think there were some different avenues, but for the sake of the story, I do think this was more on the realistic side, and I do actually, like, I can actually see this happening. Then intrigue, I gave a 3 because it was just fine. And then logic, I gave a 3 because, as I said, I do think there were different avenues that they could have gone down and just different choices that I think would have been more logical for the characters to make. But I know we have to have drama in a story, and that's what the author went with. And then my overall enjoyment was a 3, but as I said, I do think I could bump atmosphere up to a 4. I don't know where that would put my rating, maybe like a 3.25. So do I continue the series? I don't know. Why is it always with books that I don't annotate where I'm like, it was a 3, do I continue the series or not? So if you've read the American Roommate Experiment, is that what it's called? Something like that. But the second book in this series, let me know, should I read it? Do you think I'm going to like it? Tell me what the tropes are, because I want to know if I should continue the series or not, if it's something that will intrigue me, or should I just go ahead and unhaul the Spanish love deception? I'm not sure what to do there, so I am counting on you guys to tell me in the comments below. Oh, y'all know I always forget to show you my bookmarks. So this is one that they just gave me at Barnes & Noble before, the Barnes & Noble MasterCard, which I do have, and just all the rewards and perks you can get with that. Guys, I did something so dumb. This has been running for like the past hour, so I'm gonna have to remember for my 3 o'clock reading sprints tomorrow, I am not gonna turn this on, because that ran for just like an hour. I finished reading at like 7:11. I know, nice time. And it's 8:41, so like an hour and a half. So that is typically, yeah, so I'm not gonna time. What do I not time? This is so confusing. So we have to take an hour and a half off. So I was about to go, because I do have a hockey game happening right now when I read during the intermission. So I was about to get into Mystic Island, so I'm like, should I not time the rest of my day reading and then not time the first reading sprint tomorrow, or should I, and then, because all that I feel like would add up to 30 minutes, and then my 3 o'clock reading hour. I think that's what we're going to do. I had no idea I had left this running, obviously. Yeah, but this is my first time. I am a rookie at doing the 24-hour readathon, so I'm gonna forget to do that. Which, yes, is embarrassing. Rookie move, but I am indeed a rookie. Okay guys, I am almost at the halfway point in Mystique Island. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I had it upside down. But I'm gonna get to that after I take my shower, and I don't want to update y'all looking like a wet rat. So I'm just gonna give y'all my thoughts so far. So characters, I do really like these characters and find them extremely fascinating. Y'all know I love books that dissect family relationships, and especially those of the rich and famous. I just find that really intriguing because that is obviously such a different lifestyle. Because I mean, do y'all know anybody who has a private island? I don't think so. Do you know anybody who's friends with royalty? I don't think so. So it's such just an experience that most people won't get to experience in life, so it's fun to read from. And I will tell y'all, this is like I know so many books could compare to Taylor Jenkins Reid books, mainly Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo. This one does actually hit the nail on the head for that. I've read so many that are compared to those, but this is like a mix of Evelyn Hugo and Malibu Rising. I think the Evelyn elements, just because the time period we are in the early 70s, and that's the only... Some of Daisy Jones might be in the early 70s. I don't remember what years the books take place, or the book takes place. Daisy Jones album, right here, right in front of me while I'm talking. And then Malibu Rising, because we are following a family that is a well-to-do family on an island, so it's, you know, tropical warm weather, beachy vibes, so it does have a lot of just the similar themes of Malibu Rising. Two of our characters are the children of rich people like we see in Malibu Rising. Atmosphere, yes, it is so... I said immersive for the Spanish Love Deception, but this one is immersive on a different level. It's so lush, and it's so easy to picture this, especially reading this in wintertime. I'm like, yes, give me a tropical island. That would be fantastic. The writing is my issue though, and why this isn't going to be a 5-star, because it can just get tedious to read after a while. I think there's a lot of purple prose, and I'm somebody where I'm just like, get to the point already. Yeah, get to the point. But I do think on reread, maybe doing an audiobook listen, this would be better, just because when books get a little much like that, it's just, for me, I find it easier on audiobook because I'm not actually seeing the words. And then plot, again, the rich and famous, diving into the family values, and I only think this time period is really fascinating for that, because there is such a generational divide between their mother, who is what is it when they're born in the 1920s? Is that the silent generation or the lost generation? I don't remember. But that generation compared to the boomer generation. And I know today a lot of people like my age make fun of boomers and all of that, but their generation changed a lot of society. And I mean, I do think World War II is the main thing that changed everything, because women were going into more male jobs because the men were off at war, so somebody had to do it. But there were just so much changes in society. So I think for family dynamics, this only is a really interesting time period to explore. And in this one, we have the mother who came from pretty much poverty in rural Texas and marries up. So her kids are obviously well off. As I said, very close to nobility, in Vogue magazine, expensive colleges and all of that. So just seeing that, the difference of how the mother grew up to how the children grow up, I do think these themes are really interesting to read about. So yes, this is a high 4-star. It's just the writing is, I'm like, can you just get to the point? I don't need everything to be so pretty. But I am going to go get a shower now because I did not get one on Sunday and I really need one. So I'm going to wash my hair, and then again, I didn't time these reading sprints because I let the timer run way too long earlier, so I didn't time these, and I'm not going to time my first 2 tomorrow, but I will see y'all. Bring one books over here, but we'll talk about that one tomorrow. So I am about to start People We Meet on Vacation. This is about two friends who they would only, male and female, you know, couple, but they would always go on vacation with each other, and then something happens and they stop. So Poppy, she's like, Alex, we need to do this one more time. And so that's what they do to fix their friendship, and maybe they fall in love because it is a romance book, so that would make sense. This is also going to be the first book that I try something new. So I write my reviews, like in-depth reviews on my blog every other month. So this one does have a reader's guide. So I am going to do a blog post answering the reader's guide questions, which I don't know how many questions we actually have. 10 questions. So I'm going to do a blog post doing the reader's guide for this. So if you would like to follow my blog, it is linked down below. So I'm going to be starting that. Emily Henry, this will be my second Emily Henry. I love book lovers, so hopefully I love this one as well, and I will be reading it. Guys, there are romance books on everywhere. This is what I'm doing. Guys, this was in the book, so shout out to them. I told y'all we would have better lighting this week, so I do have something in my mouth. But I got the last of our 3-drawer carts. This is the last of my TBR carts. We're finishing a project, so I will show y'all where it, but it smells so good in here. I don't know which candle this is. It smells so good, but I will show y'all the cart, and then we'll start putting books inside. So this is where I have it. I know I need to vacuum a little bit. Those are TBR books, and then just stuff over there. A lot of this is going to be put on top of there, so give it time and you'll see what happens. Why is it not focusing? There we go. We are starting with the romance, which as you can see there, okay, and I'm literally going to be reading this one this month. We only have 3 that are going in here. So first we have American Royals, which is by Catherine McGee. Thank you to Taylor for recommending this book to me. Then I have one that I stole from my grandma's house, which is For All the Right Reasons by Elaine Kaufman. This is like a historical Texan one. And then we have Mr. Hockey by Leah Riley. Yeah, I got back from Target. I didn't really say that, but I guess I'll do. So I got Twisted Love. So Twisted Love will be going in here like at the end of the month. So now we are going to, is thriller or sci-fi next? RS. So yeah, we're going to, no, we're, really? Yeah, okay, we're going to sci-fi next, which is only one. And I'll just pick up the thrillers while we're over there. This light is getting in my way. Okay. We have The Hail Mary Project by Andy Weir, which so many people have recommended to me over the years. And then we have thrillers, which also horror goes along with the thrillers. So we have Dracula by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Barker. We have Blackwater Rising by Attica Locke. The Terror by Dan Simmons. Thank you, Sarah, for giving me this book. It's so intimidating. It is so big, over 700 pages. And 2 more. We have Finian Street by Anne Emery. And lastly, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Flynn. So that doesn't even take up 1 drawer. Like, we still can fit so much in here. So what I'm going to do is, I have those historical books that need to go in a cart. So I'm just going to put those in here because there's no room in the other historical carts. I'm just going to slide those in here. We have The Wicked Redhead by Beatrice Williams, which there's an order you're supposed to read her books in, and when I bought those, I didn't know that. So City of Dreams by Beverly Swerling. Again, these are my historical books. We have The Balkan Trilogy by Olivia Manning. Will Starling by Ian Weir. The Sunflower Sisters by Martha Hall Kelly. And lastly, The Huntress by Kate Quinn, another author who has a ton of books that I really should get you in. Would it fit right there? I probably would, but So we still have a drawer and a half of room. So I'm gonna put in these that are over here that are like TBR picks. So we'll get my fantasy one that once I get to my fantasy month, I will read. Then once I get to my thriller month, I have this one. So this was City of Dusk by Tara Sim. And then this one was Uncle Paul by Celia Fremlin. Then a graphic novel, which I don't have a graphic novel month, so I think since this is fantasy, I'll read in my fantasy month, but A Clash of Kings, the graphic novel, and this is volume 2 by George R. Martin. For nonfiction, we have The First World War by John Keegan. Contemporary is Nightcrawling by Layla Motley. And lastly, for sci-fi, we have Rosewater. And again, we still have a cart. We have like basically a whole cart left. We have 2 halves. But at least I don't have any stacks sitting on the floor anymore. So I have a bunch of stuffed animals that I've gotten on my travels that I'm going to put on top of this cart. So I am going to show you them and maybe tell you the story or tell you who got me them, because some were gifts. So let's see where to start. I think we're going to start with some of these big ones. So I got this moose in Toronto a few years, no, it was like over 10 years ago. Then this Warlers, one of my friends got me when he went to SeaWorld because they are my favorite animal, or one of my favorite animals. And this is a Warlers I just got on my own, so we're going to put it on top of that Warlers. We have Dumbo and his mom that I got at Disneyland. And this is definitely going to be a changing project with all these. And then just this moose that I have, that I got as a gift when I was a kid. And this caribou I got at Kohl's. He might be a reindeer, but I like to say he's a caribou because I don't know why. We have a Furby that is ancient, I've had forever. We have Snoopy, don't know where he came from. We have Pikachu that I got at GameStop in Raleigh at Crabtree Valley Mall. This my dad got at like a convention, and it's literally the mattress sheet, but it looks like money went to fight against cancer, which is obviously great. We got this at the Broadway show of Lion King, and actually Caleb, what is his last name? He plays Lucas on Stranger Things. He was Simba, and when I saw it on Broadway. This is the Brazil Rio 2016 Olympics. I always buy the mascots, but for China, I couldn't, like, they're way too expensive. Then I got this in London, this little bear. And this bear came all the way from Russia, from the Sochi Olympics in 2014. I don't want him to fall. Okay. This little pig, he is so well loved. He is, when they had Beanie Babies online, this Thai.com. This little random moose, again, I love moose, deer, caribou, love them. This dragon I got in Wells. He's also by Thai, that brand. Put him there behind the Furby. This kitty I got in York, UK, in England. And then this bulldog I got in, I think it was London, but I know for a fact it was in the UK. I'll put him by a Russian bear. And lastly, we have a Russian hare, again from the Sochi Olympics. These tags are in Russian and everything, which is super cool because, I mean, I know people who have been to Russia, but I know Russians. So I still have 2 bags of stuffed animals, small tote bags that I am going to have to find out. How is there a dead roach right there? Where did that come from? So I am definitely going to have to, I don't know if I'm going to buy one of those nets that I have on my other walls of stuffed animals or what, but here's what I just did. Over here, let me zoom out so we can get a family photo. We have all those, and then these 2, and then that's stuff to give away. And this is stuff that I need to find places to put, so I don't know, do I put stuff in here? We can. I got this in Arizona at spring training in 2020. RFK, that's who y'all should vote for in 2024, but I mean, vote for who you want, I really don't care. These are glasses old glasses. Yeah, I hate glasses cases. I hate that noise. It's so loud. This is a pen that doesn't work, but it is literally just so cool that I have to keep it. So I'm actually going to put that with my other pens. We have movies. Bohemian Rhapsody was my favorite movie for quite some time. So let's go to my other DVDs. We have Mockingjay Part 1. When I told somebody I had this, they were like disgusted, and I was like, let me live my life. These are Stranger Things this season. I think this is just season 1, and I know it looks like a VHS, but it's actually DVDs in there. This is the 5 Sauce Wembley Arena show. And then this is One Directions. I remember buying this in middle school. It was so fun. The CD came in this. And it was just like a little yearbook for them. That is a bunch of coins. So, like, yeah, you shouldn't show money, but, you know. This is a box that I need to put in storage when I take my stuff to the public storage unit. These are a ton of stickers. Why do stores have to send all that stuff? Like, I do not need that. Then these are, I did a sheet of Philippa Gregory and Alison Weir books in order of history, which obviously this is from years ago and needs to be updated, but I have kept, and it's going in this junk drawer that I'm making apparently. Random shelf. Webkin's Code for the War Miner. I can never pronounce that dog word. That's not really focusing. But then this, I mean, that's trash, really. This is to keep moths closed. But we'll run it in there. This I got, see, I get all these random stuff in subscription boxes, or I used to. It's like all religious stuff from when I used to go to church. And this really bad, basically like knockoff GoPro that it would say it was recording and then it didn't record like any of it. Where even does the SD card go? Or would have gone on the side. But I've kept it, and who knows, I might use it again if I ever go on a trip. I don't travel like I used to, and I get such major FOMO. I'm like, I wish I traveled. Then we have some Game of Thrones cards. I'm like, they have Ned for King. I'm like, they should put Robert on King. But yeah, a bunch of random hair clips and stuff. We love a junk drawer, don't we? We have my business card, which I am going to make new ones because those are outdated. Oh, this is one for somebody I bought stuff from, if you would like to check them out. And then we had these random things. I don't even know what they go to. So, we have my random drawers. Hey guys, I am at 34 or 35% into people we meet on vacation, so I just wanted to give y'all my thoughts so far into this. The dialogue is great. I think that's what Emily Henry does best, because in Book Lovers, the banter was my favorite part. I loved it. And the dialogue in here is pretty good too. And then this reads very fast. I am 126 pages in. During my first reading sprints during the 3 o'clock hour, I had read nearly 50 pages, and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I do that fast? It did not feel like it was that many pages. So very fast and easy to read. And I do love that we are getting that female-male friendship dynamics, because in literature, I feel like I never read that. And yes, I do know this will become a romance, but I wish we could have got this where it's friends having a second chance at friendship. So if y'all know any second chance friendship books that are for adults and not like young adult, let me know, because I think that'd be very interesting. I wish there were more books on friendship. We just don't see it that much, but the dynamic is spot on for if you've had a best friend who is a guy. And honestly, I wish I could do what Poppy did, because I have so many friends who, like, her friend asked her, she's like, when were you the happiest in your life? You have to try to like recreate that again. And that she is like, a trip I went on with Alex. And I'm like, if I think of when the happiest time of my life was, it was probably like 2012, like middle school. And I don't talk to like any of those people anymore, not on the regular. And sometimes I just wish I could go and message these people, but I'm like, it'd be really weird and they'd probably judge me. But sometimes you just have to do it, like our characters are in this book. And then I loved all the traveling because Poppy is a travel writer, and I just love people who are wanderers, who just have that in your soul. Just certain people have that where they want to see everything, they want to be nomadic, and I love reading about that because I really wish I could travel, but I haven't been able to. But I am overall bored with this plot wise. It's pretty boring. I don't know why I'm not gripped or anything, because like the characters are fine, I like the dynamics of them, but I'm bored. So I don't know why that's boring. It's just not gripping me. I don't know if that falls on writing or something else, but I made chicken tacos for the first time, so I'm going to go get them out of the crock pot. I cooked the chicken in the crock pot, so I'm going to go get that and try it, and hopefully it tastes good, because I've never even had chicken tacos like from a restaurant. This is my first time ever, so this could be an epic fail, but hopefully it's not. Here's what we're looking like. It smells really good. I know this looks kind of pitiful, but that's what we have here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut up the chicken. Guys, I finished reading People We Meet on vacation a little early today. I don't really have any other new thoughts except our main female character, Poppy, is pretty relatable, and then Alex, he's fine. Like, I have no strong opinion of, and that is this whole book. I have no strong opinion, so it is definitely in 2-star category, which if you don't know, 2-star just means the book did nothing for me. I don't have strong feelings towards it whatsoever. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm just bored. I do have like FOMO. We talked about how I have FOMO about people traveling earlier. And I did realize this is the longest time ever that I've stayed in the Carolinas. We are getting close to 2 years, because during COVID, I was in South Carolina a really long time because, you know, COVID was a thing. I wasn't vaccinated. And then I eventually went to North Carolina, and eventually I went to Maryland and Virginia and DC, Kentucky, Indiana, all of that. But now, since I adopted Delilah, I have not left the Carolinas since I went to the Indy 500. So that's May of 2022. I have not left the Carolinas at all, which is the longest time I've been put in one, like, in not one state, in 2 states for ever. Like, I've never spent this much time here in my life. So that is very crazy to me, and I definitely understand why I get FOMO now that I thought about that. But yeah, so I do love the travel elements in this book. We had parts in New Orleans today, Vail, Colorado, Sanibel, is that in Florida? I don't know. Watch me have been there. I went somewhere that started with an S near Tampa on the Gulf. Was that where I went? I don't know. I went to a beach and I was so sunburned. It was really funny. I was a lobster. But yeah, no strong thoughts. So this is definitely a 2-star category. I don't know if it's going to be an upper 2-star, just a plain 2-star. So this one is not doing it for me. Book Lovers is the best Emily Henry book, and my camera is dying. I'm going to hold the tripod for this. So first, we'll talk about Mystique. No, actually, the hockey game against the Avs tonight was so chaotic, and as the towel says, cause chaos. I know y'all can't read that, but yes, we love chaos. I love it. I thrive on it. So that was a great game. I had a whole lot of fun with that. But with Mystique Island, I've entered the last quarter, and my only like thought that has changed is it's 2-dimensional, I guess. I just feel like there can be so much more to the plot. It's like so-and-so left and had a kid, and okay, we haven't heard from her since. Like, we just hear like, oh, she sends packages every now and then, and like, I feel like there can be so much more, that this could be a lot longer of a book, and that's very rare that I say that. So again, we're still in the 4-star category. It's going to be really interesting to see what I end up rating that book, so be sure to add me on Goodreads or follow me on Storygraph, whatever. I don't know how all those social medias work, but yeah, all my social medias are linked down below. And I do need to update y'all with our 24-hour readathon. That was nowhere near 24 hours. So I got to 9 hours, 47 minutes. Is that 50.56 seconds? I'm not sure how that works. So that is where we got to. So I read about 2 hours every day. We're going to be doing one of these like 24-hour readathons every month and just seeing how much I can read in a week, or, you know, in the vlog, and just see, through the course of the year, does that change? How much I read in a week and all of that. Should be a lot of fun to do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a heart emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.